Shalom. This is to all Israelite groups and all Israelite communities and all breakoffs from One West and breakoffs from breakoffs, no matter what rainbow uniform you wear, red, white, purple and white, all white, it don't matter. You should all treat the ISUPK like your weird, misunderstood Sabbaths. You shouldn't do anything until you counsel with the ISUPK. We'll tell you when and what to eat. We'll tell you who to marry. We'll tell you who to have sex with and how. We'll tell you how to resolve conflicts with your wives. We'll tell you how to resolve conflicts with your kids, your brothers, your sisters, your parents, your friends, everybody. We'll tell you when and how to pray. We'll tell you how to direct your life in a way that's pleasing to the Most High God of Israel and our Black King Yahushua, a.k.a. Jesus Christ. We will be to you instead of a God. Just like the Most High told Moses in Exodus 4:16 that Aaron would be to him instead of a mouth and he would be to Aaron instead of a God, that's what we'll do for you. It is what you all need because none of you know what the fuck you are doing. I pray you understand. Shalom.
Come.
Sri Lanka. I think you got to present that shit.
For whatever reason, it's missing. Nah, it's missing. Hold on, wait, I got it. I got it.
I'm about to drop off.
The students turned around, overthrew them, and broke up into the embassy and broke all up into the U.S. buildings and found all the papers on every clandestine, dirty thing they was doing around the world. And because of that, the United States took a major blow. And they've always wanted to get back at this country. And now they got the pretense and the ability to go at it. But it's all part of the Most High's plan to bring in this Third World War, to prepare us to get ready to get up out of here and to begin a whole brand new. The Lord ain't, let me tell you something, there's no such thing as the Big Bang Theory. The Lord didn't give us all this knowledge, all this wisdom, all this insight, all this, examination of the future. He didn't give us all this based on a Big Bang Theory. He gave it to us for a reason. Gave it to us to know that we were going to eventually deal with this nation and all the nations in the end of this kingdom when it was time for the 12 tribes to be on top of the world and to rule the kingdom, man. Let's go a little bit more. What verse you at? The middle of verse 2, sir. Go ahead.
Kanamakan. And will bring thee back, and will bring up, and will bring thee upon the mountains of Israel. Verse 3. And I will smite thy bow out of thy left hand, and will cause thine arrows to fall out of thy right hand.
Right now, the bow hit where it needed to hit. But he's about to knock them bows down coming out of Russia so that the United States can get up into the war. So far, the Ukrainians been doing well. And as the Ukrainians do well, the United States does well. As the Israelis do well, the United States does well. But don't be fooled. That's for the Lord to draw them into the battle. Now, Russia got a major decision to make. Do I back the Iranians or do I walk away from the Iranians? That's what they got to contend with. Do I stand with them or do I cut them loose? They're going to be stuck with standing on because the war dogs is in the streets. Any country that don't stand on their own 2 feet, you about to get gobbled the hell up. They gobbled up Lebanon, they gobbled up Syria, they gobbled up Gaza. They're going to gobble up this country as well. Esau wants rulership of the world, total obedience, total annihilation and control over the earth. Why? Because they know we coming to the third world war. They're
Right.
building up the Brexit. Q, you can jump in anytime. Is Q with us?
Yes, sir.
Q, you there?
I'm right here, sir.
John, most high in Christ. Anytime you get ready, you can jump in, all right?
Damn right.
Please. All right. I'm going to keep going till you're ready.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? So those things are going to take place because we being drawn in. And let me tell you something, man. As a prophet of God, as a man of the Lord, as a disciple of Christ, now above all other times is the time for you to totally be the man you was called to be. To be the man that you were raised up to be, because that time is near. It can't get here fast enough. It cannot get here. If the Lord were to tell you it was 20 years or 10 years from now, it would still be too long. If he said it was 1 year, you'd be impatient, because it can't come fast enough for Christ's kingdom to be on this earth. And that's why, remember what he said. He said, the world shall learn war no more. That learning war no more is because they're going to have to go to major war to learn to have war no more. And that's exactly what's going on now. Give me a little bit more.
Khan, verse 4. Thou shalt fall upon the mountains of Israel, thou and all thy bands.
You hear that? Eventually. Now, I don't know if it'll go down now, but this is the biblical prophecy, and they have not failed us. We said, look for Iran to go in and attack on Saudi Arabia. That's coming. Look for all of that. First of all, Iran had to get stirred up. You had to raise them up on their feet. Now they up on their feet. Their nuclear sites been hit. The Israelis are bombing them. They on their feet now. I put one video out, man, when they was over there in Iran chanting. Did you see that video?
Think so.
They was running around in a certain doom, 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 doom. They was in what looked like a death cult. They was in,
wow.
You saw that, Q?
Now I missed that one.
Oh man, you got to go to my Facebook page.
Okay.
They on that Facebook page, brother. I mean, in a circle. Damn, they're really running in a circle, but running and chanting to whatever gods they worship. They are jumping up and down and storming in that place, because now they all being stirred up. They up on their feet. You found it, Marab? Oh, okay. No sweat. Don't sweat. No sweat. Let's keep going.
Khan. Thou and all thy bands, and the people.
And those bands that it's talking about are the different armies that they control. You hear them talking about Iran owns armies, and you talk about and Russia and so forth. Those are the armies that they run. Those armies are going into the Middle East with them. Go ahead.
Khan. And the people that is with thee, I will give thee unto the ravenous birds, the ravenous birds.
Right. The ravenous birds are the empires that can't get enough. They keep conquering and keep overthrowing. They keep starting wars. He's going to bring them into that battle with those ravenous nations. Go ahead.
The ravenous birds of every sort, and to the beast of the field to be devoured.
So they're going to help kick off this war and have themselves devoured in this battle. They're going to help bring this battle to the brink. Go ahead.
Verse 5. Thou shalt fall upon the field, for I have spoken it, saith the Lord God.
What verse you in 5?
Khan.
Right. You're going to fall on this field. Now you got to get in this battle. Go ahead.
Khan, verse 6. And I will send a fire on Magog and among them that dwell carelessly in the isles.
Right. And those that dwell carelessly in the isles, all those little countries. All those countries that's mentioned in Ezekiel 38, they all getting ready to get into battle. Every last one of those countries are getting ready to get into battle. You finished 7?
Sir, we at the end of 6.
Go ahead.
And they shall know that I am the Lord.
In that day, the world gonna know that that's the Lord in charge.
Mhm.
The Lord is in the midst and ready to bring the battle to all the nations. We in a very, very serious wartime now. White people have feel a little sense of relief because they believe they are safe now. Donald Trump dropped them bombs on them. They feel a little, all right, we okay. But that's not the case. They are not okay. None of these nations are okay. With all their power and ability, that none of them are okay in the hands of the Lord. Remember, we cannot go by what we see, but by the prophecies given to us by the Lord. You was gonna say something, Aunt?
No law, sir.
Okay.
God,
Go ahead, Q.
yeah, they got it twisted. Man, we got to live like we understand what the prophecies in this Bible is saying. I like the Amos 9:8, but the eyes of the Most High upon the sinful kingdom. You understand? They have no clue. You understand? They think that they done took out their main adversary and the people who called them the great Satan and Israel the little Satan. But you know, their battle, you understand, they have only begun to try to fight what's getting ready to come upon this kingdom right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and let you go with it. It's
Right.
time.
Right. White people are more afraid than us as a people. Know what this means. They know that this means that the nations get to do whatever they want to do now. Now that all the terrorism, all the evil that's been contained in the world is getting ready to open up. Every bit of it is getting ready to open up. It might look one way. They might even negotiate. You might sit down at the table with brotherly love for the next several years, if the Lord allow it to go that far. But you can best believe that that day is coming forth to destroy on this kingdom, man. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be rough. Because to go in there and drop those bombs on that nuclear site, that whole entire country got one or two choices. Either they got to either deliver themselves by fighting every nation that's around them, or they got to bow down and take the loss. Donald Trump wants them to take the loss on the chin. If they don't do it, we're probably going to be in a nuclear war.
Get me right, sir. That they did not bomb the one in South Iran that Russia told them that they bet not touch because they had over 200 people from Russia that were working in this particular nuclear facility. That ain't the only ones that they got. They just targeted these three main ones that I believe that they implicated on the nuclear enrichment that they say is going on. But, you know, we know that there's nuclear enrichment going on in Israel. That's for sure. You understand? But they don't never want to talk about that and how they got the bomb.
Yeah, listen, you're right. They were enriching in that part of the country, and the Russians are still there. The Russians said, we're not leaving. They're still doing the work and enrich uranium, and who knows what other secret programs they have. The Israelis unleashed a new weapon in Iran today. And this weapon, I mean, it looks like a flying saucer. It looks like the flying saucer with the fire coming right out from underneath. I wish I could get that footage for it, but I'll get it in days. It's flying over the people's head, and nothing but fire is coming out from the bottom. Not like that. No, it was a night shot I saw. It was an incredible weapon that they brought forth, which once again, think about this. Every weapon is being brought forth in this battle so it could be used. Nothing is being taken to not be used. You know what I mean? Nothing's being taken. Can I go Zephaniah 1 and 14 right quick?
Khan, sir.
Like nothing has been given so that it's not used. You know what I mean?
That scripture on Isaiah 54 and 16, it says, behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. And I have created the waster to destroy.
That's
The
right.
Most High, you understand, know who he put in charge, the basis of men he put in charge on this earth, you understand? But all we have to do is turn to the Most High. It's going to be bad for them in the end, just like he hardened Pharaoh's heart.
Right. Nobody's getting away. This thing is going to go where it's supposed to go. And each one of these signs are a sign for us to know that it's going in. And here's the reason for it. The reason for it is so that you stand with the faith of the Most High before you stand with your carnality. You know what I'm saying? This might calm down. Who knows? Maybe, maybe not. We thought it was going to calm down before when Donald Trump said, well, I'll wait 2 weeks. But he was lying through his teeth. The minute he jumped off, he was able to bomb them. He bombed the hell out of them. And the same could be with this. They could just be arming up and preparing for another battle. You understand? The nations better save themselves from the slave master. Because he's coming, like the Lord said, like a roaring lion, seeing whom he might devour. So if you don't get it together, then you just going to get rolled over until Christ's return, which is ultimately going to be the case anyway, because he was given this power for this time. This time will be up completely when the Lord destroys him in the Third World War. Go ahead, Doc. You got that?
Damn right.
Yes, sir.
Damn right. Zeph, you got Zephaniah?
Yes, sir.
The water. Can I get that?
It's the book of Zephaniah, chapter 1 and verse 14. The great day of the Lord is near.
That's right. That's what this is all about. The great day of the Lord.
Mm.
The great day of the Lord is at hand. Go ahead.
It is near and hasteth greatly. Even the voice of the day, Salaki, even the voice of the day of the Lord.
Right. It's hasting to come quickly. And the voice of the day of the Lord is you. You the voice of the day of the Lord. You the ones that are carrying out the words of the Lord, the prophecies of the Lord. You are carrying out that voice to let everybody know that the Lord is going to destroy this place, man. That the destruction is real. And the Lord, this is not new. The Lord did this with Noah. He did this with us in many captivities. 1 minute we was in captivity, boom, the next minute he changed the world. And we was outside of captivity. Shocked, not understanding what's going on. He's going to do the same thing this time too. And a whole lot of people on this earth are going to die. That's a nice ancient map you got there.
Kind of the water.
Pull that up if you can. Can you bring it in more? At least on one of them for us to see, or bring. Oh yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Yeah, there it is. There it is. Meshech and Tubal. That's all Turkey and the northern parts. Right next to each other. And above that, where they call Rosh, that's really, the headquartered area of God. They right over the Middle East, which you can see in that little dot right in the center is Israel. And they already said it. Turkey already said they shut down their airspace for Israel. A couple other countries shut down their airspace for Israel. So it's about to get greasy up in the middle of that mess right there. And this is a cleansing of the Lord's land. This is a total cleansing of the Most High's area. This Most High's part of the world. Let's read.
Khan. The mighty man shall cry. Salaki, the mighty man shall cry there bitterly.
The mighty man shall cry there bitterly. Why is he going to cry bitterly? Because what do they always say when men come back from war? They come back from war and have something called PTSD. That PTSD is from so much anguish, so much pain, seeing so many things that a man should not see. And because of it, many of these soldiers lose their mind. That's why a lot of them be homeless in the street. They have mental damage coming back from these wars. And coming back from these wars, they can't function a lot of times in society. Because when you've been bombed like that and saw people's bodies being ripped apart and seeing so many of the horrors of war, it's very difficult for you sometimes to reset back to the reality that you're in. They've shown it in many movies. Read that part again real quick.
Khan. The mighty man shall cry there bitterly.
Right. That mighty man is going to cry bitterly for what he's suffering. Go ahead.
Khan. Verse 15. that day is a day of wrath,
Mm.
a day of trouble and distress.
John, what? Go ahead. A
A
day
day-
of wrath and a day of stress.
Mhm.
Gonna be stressed. You know what I mean? A day of wrath. Meaning the Lord's wrath coming down on all the nations. They're gonna cry, they're gonna suffer in that mud. Their homies gonna die in them different countries. They suffering a lot of it right now. They showing you a lot of the civilians dying, but they're not showing you how many soldiers are dying that they're not even bringing out yet. Just remember, when they bombed those military bases, there's soldiers there.
Done.
Soldiers all in the base. Go ahead, Q.
Come on, gun. I'm just waiting to see the footage of the fools that ran down to the White House tonight and applauded and cheered or what have you for America bombing the hell out of Iran or what have you, like they did the last time. But what I'm seeing is that what's his name? Musk. Elon turned on his little satellite text for T-Mobile or what have you. White people then ran out of town. They ain't coming back until 4th of July. They've been gone or what have you. It's sparse around these parts or what have you. They they've been ducking for a minute.
Yeah, a lot of Edomites were very scared. They was horrified, and they believe. And this is, let me tell you something. This is a good way to understand why white people love the cops to beat on us. You see how Donald Trump dropped those bombs on Iran? That's what makes white people feel safe. That's why he got in office. That's what makes white people feel safe. White people feel safe as long as they are steady and consistently killing their enemies. That's why the Lord called them a nation of fierce continents. Like they are a warlike nation, and they stay on a warlike footing. And killing their enemies is the only way they sleep at night. The day they can't kill their enemies, brother, white people will not sleep at night. You saw it with just this. As that war escalated and they showed the Israelis getting bombed, you know what I mean, all over the place in Haifa and Tel Aviv.
Right.
They could not sleep at night. They was upset and worried. And the same is with you. When you protest in the street and they see them fires burning at night and turning over police cars and all that, they get afraid.
I don't want gun.
You know what I'm saying? They're horrified when they see that. Okay? They are horrified when they see that. And that's the same analogy. And so by him bombing it, I'm not surprised they're not partying in the streets. It don't matter that what the case was is with Iran. Iran made them afraid. He bombed the hell out of Iran. They comfortable. They feel good.
John, he was talking about it was going to take 2 weeks. It took 2 days.
Right. That was to throw everybody off.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You got more on that?
Yes, sir.
Please give us a little more. Hey, y'all type your questions in. Let's get some direction on what
All right.
on your mind in the chat room, and let's get into it a little bit, because this is the dawn of the Christ's kingdom. So this is the great time to know and understand the Bible, and a great time to prophesy the Bible. And another thing, it's a very great time for you to recognize that you've done something so good. That the Lord said to go through the city and set a mark on them that sigh and that cry for the midst thereof. That mark that's set on them for the midst thereof, that mark is to wake them up. And you brothers and sisters that have done that have done an amazing job. Go ahead.
Khan.
Damn right.
A day of wasteness and desolation.
Wasteness and desolation. The Lord is stepping in now. Wasteness and desolation. Go ahead.
Khan, sir. Salaki.
We're going to take it to 8.
Khan, sir. A day of wasteness and desolation. And Salaki, a day of darkness and gloominess. A day of clouds and thick darkness.
A day of clouds and thick darkness. Them clouds and thick darkness is both wisdom being removed from the earth and thick clouds because of explosions in the earth. You're going to get a bit of both of them because of it. Go ahead.
Oh, you want to go back to Ezekiel, sir?
You finished 4. What'd you start at? Where'd you start?
I did Zephaniah 1 and 14, and now we at the end of 15. We just did 15.
Can you give me what does 16, 17 look like?
Makan. Verse 16, a day of the trumpet and alarm against the fenced cities and against the high towers. Verse 17, and I will bring distress upon men.
Right. Distress is coming upon men. That's what's coming on men now. Distress.
Mm-hmm.
You mean on men. And it's absolutely right. It's absolutely right that the Lord come now and clean up this place. And the fact that they pulled out them B-1 bombers out, it means that much closer to a nuclear bomb. Go ahead, Q.
No. You absolutely right, or what have you. I heard that those B-52s were headed to Guam. They were not. They were headed straight to Iran. You understand? They was faking like they was building up or what have you, and just went, and did the damn thing. But they listened to Russia, though. They didn't get it all the way twisted or what have you. They knew that those 2-3 spots that they hit was pawns anyway. I believe that I did see that they have they might have shot some stuff back or what have you. Iran right away after the attack. I'm not quite certain, but it is not over by no means. Are we in the clear? You understand? This is just the beginning, like it's saying in the scriptures.
Absolutely. Like this is the beginning of us turning the page into bringing the U.S. fully into the Middle East. BWG Boss said, General, do you think this war is all about helping the so-called Jews and why America feels like he has to fight for Israel? That's an excellent combination question. Let me explain something. You want to understand why America is the way America is when it comes to, well, who's that? Is that your door on the camera? Oh, okay, Salak door. Huh?
That's the front door, sir.
Oh, okay, Salak. Okay, if you want to understand why America backs Israel up so much and they team up the way they do, what you have to understand is that that Israel is the United States. Israel is the CIA's state of the United States. The CIA got so big and so powerful that they just decided, we want our own land in our own country with whatever laws we want. So they got it together with the British and said, let's control all these mineral resources, all this oil, all this wealth, and they set up the state of Israel. And of course, along the lines of it, Israel, fought for their own separate state. But make no mistake, Mossad, the military wing of Israel, is America's wing. That's the CIA. The government of Israel, the wealth that's drawn out of here, the finance put towards the politicians, all of that is because this country is a part of America. It's not two separate countries. And here's the thing, and they keep making that argument to throw you off. Why do our politicians support Israel no matter what? Why is that? Why is it that they take so much money from Israel? Because that's the way for the CIA to finance politicians without breaking the rules in America. Like, ain't nothing wrong, ain't nothing off, ain't nobody not thinking clear. That's what you would do if you had an intelligence agency that was about helping America, and that intelligence agency was hindered by all the laws in America because they got to do dirty tricks to get America where they want to get it. Then what would they do? They would just find themselves an outside country, set that country up, and they would just run everything out of that country. And that's exactly what they did. You know who else tried to do that? But they didn't have enough clout to do it. They tried to do it with Cuba.
Mm.
That's what Cuba was about. Cuba was going to be their outside operation. That's why you had the so-called Jew involved. You had the Italians involved.
Mm-hmm.
Batista, they was going to turn Cuba into their little playground. They was going to make their money, sell their dope, do all the things they couldn't do under U.S. law. They were going to do it under Cuba. But then it went south because Fidel Castro. That's why they hated him to the day he died.
Right.
He messed up world plans for them. And I don't know how true it is, but there's rumors that the attempt at what they were doing in Israel is why they killed Kennedy. Supposedly, he found out what their plans was and was outraged at the CIA for what they were setting up. But they were setting it up because they knew what the future was. They knew that they needed an outside country, as vicious as it needed to be, to give America cover, and they was going to run the whole world from it. And that's exactly what they're doing. They're trying to take over the Middle East, trying to take over the oil, and run it with all of those power brokers and ex-spies and spooks and so forth, and trying to run their operation out of there. That's all. Nothing is different. So to help BWG understand, that's why. And that's why they got to always fight for Israel. Fighting for Israel is like fighting for Texas or Maryland or Virginia. You know what I mean? It's no different. And let me tell you, I've been over there a couple of times. And brother, if you go over there, you will be shocked at how they live it. Like if you go to America, it looks like Connecticut. You want to see what it looks like in Israel? Go drive to Connecticut. Go like to Hartford, or give me some of them cities in Connecticut. I forget the names of them. It's been a long time since I've been up there. But if you go up there to those cities in Connecticut, Israel looks exactly the same. You know what I mean? Not like what you see on the TV set. You see in the real Israel when them bombs hit skyscrapers in the middle of the desert, beaches, all the cars you get over here, they got over there. It's exactly the same because it's part of the country. The only people that don't know it are the dummies sitting around saying, you support the state of Israel. You take money from the state of Israel. You're a traitor. No, they ain't a traitor, man. They doing exactly what they supposed to do and run that country. So I hope that answers BWG's question.
God, it's like you, sir. You know they get plenty of welfare, so they just giving it back to the goddamn politicians to do the bidding. It only makes sense.
You absolutely right. And they talk about how is it that Israel has free health care and we have to pay for health care? Israel's not the only area that gets free health care. You got islands in the Pacific right off the coast, you know, with their eyes on China, and their economy is booming. They're getting free health care and everything on them islands. Some of them getting full-fledged welfare checks the size of a paycheck. Them little islands out there, I don't know if it's Guam or whatever, but them little Pacific islands that you don't hear nothing about, oh, they getting paid over there because they play more than they play a major strategic role in the protection of the United States. And Israel gets that money just like any state gets money for their military. Annapolis, go out to Annapolis, the naval base out there. They get plenty of cash. Go to Fort Meade over there in Maryland. They get them too. And Israel, the other state that ain't an officially declared state, they put it out there. And that's also why they took them nuclear weapons out there. You think you could have got nuclear weapons out the country without the U.S.'s involvement or some portion of it? They got it out the country because that's their state. So we can stop looking at it like it's a separate thing. The land is what the Lord is going to destroy them for. And that's why this empire and all the empires are going to be brought into it. And it's also why it's called Babylon. You understand? Okay.
I don't want time.
Let me get Kabar. You got some too?
Yeah, I got the question, sir. If you
oh, okay. Give me Kabar. Right under BWG.
Khan. This is Kabar UPK Salaki, sir. Will Saudi Arabia join back with their Arab brothers?
Absolutely not. They not. They gonna all go for self. in this last time. But between all of them, they're going to bring forth heavy destruction. Between all of them. Listen, right now, the biggest thing that's getting ready to happen now is Iran invading Saudi Arabia. What could happen? This could happen. I don't know if it'll happen. The Lord knows. Or at least right now. Right now, Iran could decide, well, if the United States is going to bomb us, we're going to bomb everybody around us. So if they bring us down, they bring everybody down. Nobody comes up. They can decide that. They can decide, bear with me a second. They could decide to launch a humongous amount of missiles into Israel. They got a ton of those options. But the biblical prophecy states that that's probably going to be the next step. I don't know if it's now or in the near future, but that step is coming next. So no, they're not going to join each other. They're too busy getting all the oil money from each other. They're going to have a certain amount of unification with the OPEC oil and so forth, because as they begin to fight the United States, remember, they're worried also about the United States taking over all the oil. So in some sense, they'll try to work with each other to keep them out. But other than that, no, they're going to be against each other. They've been against each other for decades. The Houthis been against the Saudi Arabians. The Iranians been against the Saudi Arabians. Saudi Arabians been against Iran. Iran been against Iraq. Iraq against Iran. You know, they got a world of hatred for each nation.
Mm-hmm.
So it won't be too much coming together on that. Go ahead.
You can probably thank that stupid religion, Islam, or what have you, for all of that foolishness, or why they, they've been conquered and divided. First, it was Egypt they was battling all the time, and Jordan, and all of them, or what have you. And so now, they stretching all the way out. You understand? Because they didn't subdued the place for the most part. But Saudi Arabia, man, all they care about is the money. And of course, you've said in the past how they really, a lot of them are just Greek babies or what have you, just sitting up in power. They've been perpetrating a fraud about being the real Arabs or what have you for quite some time.
Yep. They've been fronting for the longest. You know what I mean? A lot of them, all of them ain't who they say they are either. A lot of them is heathens sitting up, a Greek baby sitting up over some of these countries. And that's all going to come out eventually too. It's going to get a mess. It's going to get such a mess, a beautiful mess, as the Lord said it would towards this end. One West Princess says, Salakis, so will NATO get involved? Yes. Yes, NATO will get involved. But to very little avail. Right now, NATO is getting dwindled. Donald Trump doesn't like NATO. NATO don't want no parts of a war that horrible. Mariah, y'all got anything to drink back there?
Yes, sir.
Hook me up, the usual, the water. NATO's gonna get in it. They got to get in it, but they've been weakened a great deal, and being weakened, they don't have a choice but to get in it. But they're not that effective yet. Will they gather together? If they had another president, NATO would be strong. If they had another president, Mariah, I think you got some cold ones inside too. If you got them, thank you, brother. Like NATO is gonna get in it, but if they had a different president, they could become strong. And that's what it would take, for them to get strong. You know what I'm saying? But without that strength, you're not going to see a whole lot of them. But Rob, throw a shot up in there for me, if you could. Now, let me go on down. Marshall, you got the question of the day so far, brother. You said, Salaki General, do we now go harder to pull our brothers out of the Christian church and Islam? Let me tell you something, Marshall, you calling it right. Now is get your last licks in on waking up the brothers and sisters for these last bit of time, whether it be weeks, months, years, whatever Christ decided it is. Now's the time to get your time in with waking up as many brothers and sisters as you can. The Lord has extended the time, but we don't know how much more he'll extend the time. So now it's definitely you dead on right. Now's the time to get your work in like you never did before. Now's the time. Listen, you got proof. Remember, thank you so much. Most of this, you want in there? I appreciate you. Like most of the time before this, you was able to do the work of the Lord and just go on and get your work in. Now you doing the work of the Lord with two benefits to you. 3, 1, that you're at the end. 2, that you don't even need proof no more. It's right in front of your eyes. And 3, brothers and sisters don't need much proof anymore. It's before their eyes. Right. This is a great chance for them to see. You can now your fishing could be, man, what you think of this war? What if I told you it was in the Bible? You know how many black and Latinos don't know that the Persians are the Iranians? They don't know that. They don't know that when they read the Persians in the Bible and the Medes, that those are the Iranians. That's what you got to show them now. Remember when the brother came up to Philip, he went and broke it down to Philip, who he was and how he would learn the truth. And Philip said, what stops me from being baptized right now? He realized who he was. And a lot of brothers and sisters, because of these preachers is dirty, rotten scoundrels. So a lot of the brothers and sisters don't know who is who on the earth. They don't know. They barely know that Esau is the so-called white man. Now they get to learn that. You get to show them exactly what's happening in their life taking place before their eyes. Come on, Marat, hit me.
Khan Khan, sir, if I may. What's crazy is as I was coming up to get ready for the show, a brother stopped me, one of the security guards from the bar. He said, yo, man, he said, man, I know y'all got different chapters and all that. You know, y'all got one in New York, right? I said, yeah. He said, man, let me ask you about the war. What do you think about the war?
Come on, Marat. Prophets getting called off the street. Wait a minute. You're supposed to be the one on the street chasing them. They want to talk to you now. Now that's heavy. He pull you over on the street. He want to know about this. And let me tell you something. It's going to be more. You know why it's going to be more? Because eventually your internet's going to be off. Eventually your cell phone will be off. Eventually you'll see things in the sky you've never seen before. And you'll wonder what the hell is going on. And you're going to know that the prophets of the Lord know the answer to it. You're going to know it. You're going to know finally I can go to some place where the lies don't live in infamy. You understand? And so it could all happen. That's heavy eye. They want to know from you about, which show you how beautiful the war is, Q. The war is bringing the brothers to want to know what's happening. And they should, because it's going to get serious. They might cool down this round, but they've cooled down many rounds. And every time they come back, it's worse than it was before, right or wrong?
Damn right.
Yaakov. No, Yaakov one.
Oh, Yaakov 1.
Yaakov 1. Okay, Salaki Yaakov 1. Yaakov 1. My apologies. ISUPK Louisiana. Big shout out to Captain Kahuntham Yard. And what's the young man out there?
Motorball.
Big shout out to Motorball out there.
Nakawan and Motorball.
Nakawan blew it up at the Black Party last year.
Oh, yeah.
Nakawan, you out of pocket, man. You went up in that Black Party, man, and rocked the shit out that Black Party last year.
Damn right.
Had those sisters going crazy. He put that old smooth Louisiana voice on that when he started singing. Man, he had them sisters rocking. Big shout out to him as well. Salakia General, what would keep Russia from supplying Iran with nuclear capabilities? Here's the only thing that'll keep them, which it won't, because we just finished reading where the Lord said he's going to drag them in it and then destroy them in it. So they're going to eventually provide them with nuclear weapons as well. They're building and enriching. If you didn't know, they're in Iran right now, strengthening Iran's nuclear enrichment right now. Even
That's right.
Trump bombed those other sites, the Russians are in Iran working on nuclear weapons in the South for the Iranians. So they very well will give them one if they get to that point. They're building up the technology. Like the infrastructure is bombed. Donald Trump and them went in there and bombed the infrastructure. I don't know how much damage they did. We'll know by tomorrow. But they bombed the infrastructure, but the technology is not gone. Like once you got the technology down on paper, then you could go anywhere and get the parts and build it again. It takes time. I'm simplifying it. It takes time. But you can best believe that's what they're going to do. They're going to move somewhere else and build it somewhere else. So that's what they're going to do. So they're working on it. So you're absolutely right, Ak. They're absolutely right. They will supply them with nuclear weapons. And here's why they have to supply them with nuclear weapons. Here's the spiritual part you got to see. They have to supply them with nuclear weapons because the Lord wants it. Like, remember, the end of this, the Lord wants the nuclear war. The global thermonuclear war is the Lord's. Give me that scripture cue, if you could, where the Lord said, there in, I believe in Joel, where he said, there I shall plead for my people. Give me, let's read it real quick. He wants them to have that bomb. You understand? He wants them to have that bomb. All right.
Yes, sir.
Khan, I have it, sir.
All right.
All right.
Maparium, the milkman, is in the building. All right. We brought this out earlier. Will Israel partner with NATO? Yes. They will try. NATO can't do much for them right now, but they will. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Please read that.
Khan, the book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 2. And I will gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat.
Right. He's gathered. Brother, this is biblical prophecy. I'm reading right here. You have no idea, man. You know what bothers me, man? Y'all don't know nothing about this. But you know what? I get a little twinge in my heart when I read about this stuff, and here's why. Because I do think about the brothers that was here. Now, many of those brothers was traitors and turned their back on Christ, and I get it. But man, if we could have kept it, so much more we could have done. You know what I mean? The brothers that's with us now are the greatest because they stood. They did not freaking bend in this last day. They didn't know it was coming for sure. They had to hold on to faith, and they held on. And now this day is coming. They stand it. But damn, if y'all simpletons would have stuck with us, man. If you could have made one humble decision to stand with us rather than turn your back, so much more of you could be in here. That's the point of the job. That's why we were hired. That's what Christ put in our heart to deliver you, man, out of this nonsense. I don't want to see you burn up in the second death. I don't want to see you burn up in nuclear war. I want to see you get up out of here, man. But unfortunately, some of you, 2/3 of us, are too damn hard-headed. You too hard. Matter of fact, let me get that. You too hard-headed and too, unwilling to bend.
Zechariah 13:8.
Please, give me that. Chapter right.
You want it, Marah, or you want me to rock with it?
No, go ahead, Marah. Got it. Go ahead, Marah.
You want to go to Zechariah from Joel, sir? I was holding Joel. You want to switch it up?
Let's do Joel first, then Zechariah, right? Y'all drop your questions in the comments, man. I'm going to rock on them.
General Q, we lost your video, sir.
Oh, man. Okay.
I'm good to go. Somebody keep calling my phone.
TV, Matthew 24:16. We'll come get you afterward. Oh, something to take into consideration. Absolutely. Go ahead, Marah. You got the ball. Q, anytime you're ready. Unless you want to jump in. Unless you wanted to read that.
No. He good to go.
Okay. Let's do it.
Khan. And Salaki. Joel chapter 3, verse 2. I will also gather all nations and will plead Salaki, and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat.
That valley of Jehoshaphat is the land of Jehoshaphat that is in the southern part of Israel. That is the land right above the land of Idumea. Yes, you got to slide over a little if you can. Yeah, it doesn't give you enough detail. You need a detailed map of
Yes.
this. But you can
pull
see
up.
information. Hold that for a second, Murrah. It's a good shot. You got that on the show?
Yes, sir.
That's a good shot too, Murrah. You got some good maps, man. That's a good shot. Iran is in the silver. They show you the nuclear sites all the way over to the left. Hit them with the pointer. All the way over to the left. Hit them with the mouse. I mean, yeah, there you go. That is the land of Israel. It looks all fragmented because they're showing you the Palestinian territories. That's Jordan to the right. Right there, to the right, a little bit over. That's Jordan, that land you just moved into. Above it is all the other, Lebanon, Beirut, all of those lands heading up towards Turkey. Iraq is what they already took over. And you see how much land that is they taken from Tehran, from the land of Israel. That's a lot of land. That's a whole lot of land. Okay. Let's go back, if we could.
Come.
And let me tell you something. This had better encourage you to be faithful. This had better encourage you to make your peace with the Lord and not with the world. Some people, you're just so addicted to the world. You love everything about this world. I want to know what the hell is this new trend with black women with their butt cheeks hanging out their shorts. Like, I'm aghast watching you with the actual meat of your behind hanging out booty shorts all over the city. And this must be like a regular trend, right? Like
all day, every day.
Damn. Somebody find some goddamn morals for these dumb bitches. Somebody give them a clue to come out the world, man. And thank the Lord for our sensible sisters. Like,
Come.
Sensible. If you're a black woman in America, Latino, Native Indian woman in America right now, you're supposed to get conscious. Anytime war breaks out, a woman is supposed to cover herself up immediately. Because with war comes rape, if you didn't know, stupid.
Come.
If you didn't know, you big dummy, when war breaks out, rape breaks out.
That's right.
So as that war, right or wrong, Q, as that war breaks out, you get away from dressing naked. But you see them getting more naked, like, what war? What madness? People lose their mind. These nations are in here. You think there ain't millions of Iranians in the United States?
Woo!
Walking around mad as hell. Watch the attitude of them East Indians when you call now. Remember them old East Indians get on the phone? Hello, today. Them East Indians gonna be nasty as hell on the phone after a while. And they're gonna be nasty because they angry. And that's all over the country. And all over because that's wherever their nation is at, they're gonna be angry at what's happening to their nation. And your absolute idiot behind is walking around half naked. Thanks be to the Lord for the sisters that are pushing against that trend. So many straight up sisters, so many sisters bringing their children closer, dressing like they should, holding themselves up honorable. A lot of these sisters out here are pillars for the life of men.
Damn right.
There's sisters out here, brother, who may have had different ideas and so forth about how they was going to deal with life, but still find some place in their heart to be able to take care of men in need, young men in need, young women in need, just their people in need. Some people have that compassion, that spirit, and that the Lord is going to honor. They'll be on the ships quickly through the grace and mercy of the Most High. We got to clean up the nation quick. Brothers got to, if you was getting high, get off of getting high. Have you a drink or something, but sit your behind down because we not at that time. This is the time to be awake and rolling hard. Okay. Was that it on that? I finished that one.
I can read the rest, sir. It's,
Okay. And then I'm gonna get pack snacks.
Count on one con.
Hey, Morale, what's the name of the brother that sells the jerk chicken? Bro, I mean, the beef jerky. Had it at the Passover.
Damn,
man, you got to get your business plan together, brother. We with that what is it? Q that
the jerky,
the jerky, the beef jerky. It was absolutely delicious. Nobody can get in touch.
Y'all will stop.
Y'all was up. That's it. Y'all was up, man. You in your game, man. We want to see them snack packs and all. I mean, not snack pack because that's pack snacks is different business, but we want to see that damn beef jerky.
Mm-hmm.
Pack snacks, man. Make sure you get a picture of one or something. Send it to Marah so we can get it up on the screen as well. Let me finish these two scriptures. I'm gonna do math. I'm gonna no, you were just suggesting I might not pull it, but we'll go ahead and see what we got. Go ahead, Marah.
And will plead with them there for my people.
See that? The Lord said, I'm gonna plead for them. The Lord's gonna make an argument for you. So that's why they all have to go in there, and that's why they all have to get that bomb. Because they have to be able to go in there and destroy each other as needed to bring in the Lord's kingdom. Go ahead.
And for my heritage, Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land.
Whom they scattered among the nations and parted his land. And brother, you can't get more biblical than that. Every nation is in that land. And it's all separated and they all fighting over the land. Read that one more time real quick.
Count on one con. And for my heritage, Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land.
And parted his land. The land split up. Palestinians, Israelis, Lebanese, Syrians.
Mm-hmm.
All of them got a piece of it. Egypt got a piece of it. Jordan got a piece of the land.
Count on one con.
Everybody got a little taste of that land, man. But the judgment is like this. All this destruction. This is amazing. All this destruction because you touched the land you should have never messed with. All this is because you touched the land you should have left your paws off of.
Count on one con.
Con, go ahead, Q. Salah.
They was like a bunch of beggars anyway after World War II. Like it was like, okay, we gonna take the Germans and we gonna bring them over here and hide them and do all of their experiments. And then they found they had to provide for the so-called Jew as well and put him somewhere. He wanted to go to Uganda. He saw that they had little states in South Africa, Rhodesia, Australia. So he was looking for a place to call his home or what have you. Since he tried to go and leave, he was in Ukraine, and then he tried to spread out in the Europe, mainland Europe, and they wasn't having it or what have you. And so lo and behold, of course, they wanted to go to Argentina or what have you. But of course, they plotted and ended up getting that Balfour Declaration and going up into Palestine to do exactly what they ain't doing right now, which is taking over those people's land who was there since they moved in when it was unoccupied. Okay, so what I'm saying, since murderous Muhammad or what have you, put it that way. So what I'm saying, this has been ongoing. This is biblical prophecy that you seeing. The general, he been breaking it down for 40 years for you. You understand? This is what time it is. The time is high time to wake out of sleep. You understand? Lace up your boots and get into this battle, black man. Okay, Native American Indian man, West Indian man. You understand? Latino man. The time is near. We got to work this out. We got to work it out.
That's right. Damn right. Hey, let me add this. Real Command Chad. He said, y'all have to take into account nations' revolution of currencies. All of that tells you what's going on. There's only two real currencies in the world. And they're now coming together. You got the United States petrodollar and everybody else. Everybody else is now coming together and trying to set up the BRICS. That's really your only two currencies. The whole reason part of all this war is going on is simply because they don't want the BRICS set up. That's why they tried to destroy Russia, because they knew if Russia set up the BRICS, the U.S. economy will go in the toilet overnight.
Mm-hmm.
It's why they're downsizing everything, cutting Social Security, trying to cut Social Security anyway, trying to cut your medical help and the medical funds, and they're trying to slash everything because they know what's coming. They know what's coming is everything that they own is going to be worth half of it. Why? Because the other half is going to be part of BRICS. So yeah, you do take into account to a degree about their little bit of currencies, but that's all they're afraid of, is it overthrowing the other. Marshall, good question. Where's France going to fit in? And all this, and what will China and Russia do? Get me, I got to go back to Ezekiel 38. What brings in Gomer. France is going to flip on them. They already halfway flipped on them. But France is going to flip on them and go with Russia. France cannot survive without Russia right now. If Russia pulls all the oil from France, France would be in the trouble. The rest of Europe and America would have to supply them with oil. That's how much reliance on China they are for oil. So they're getting ready to, and plus they have a huge Arab population that is anti-West, is in England as well. So France, for their own best interests, are going to start to gravitate towards the BRICS countries. They already spoke up and said they would like to join the BRICS financial system. And so they're going to gravitate in that direction. And then, of course, like you bring it out, they will join China and Russia. And in the final analysis, they'll be part of the war on that side of the war. They will stand with them on that side of the war, but they all going to be destroyed nonetheless. A great part of China will be destroyed. A great part of Russia will be destroyed. All of Europe will be destroyed, bombed in damn near to the Stone Age, all caused by this war breaking out dead straight in the Middle East. So all of it will start to break out. All of it will go into that battle. Okay. So I hope that answers that question. Were we still holding something, Marah?
Yes, sir. I have it, sir. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 38 and verse 6. Gomer and all his bands, the house of Togarmah of the north quarters, and all his bands, and many people with thee.
Right. All of these countries, part of which encompasses the country of France. And they're all going to join that side of the battle. They may not even be clear about it to their people, but they're going to that side of the battle. They're furious with the United States as well. They believe that the United States is making a mess of the Middle East when it could be peace and they can be making money. And as a result, Russia's hurting them even more because a great amount of the wealth that comes out of Africa comes through France. All your chocolate, all your diamonds, all of those different type of luxury things, those things come through Africa through France. And so this is bad for French business. All of this is horrible for French business. Russia propping up African countries, all of that is bad for French business. So the French are going to gravitate in that direction, to answer your question. Okay.
Sir, I got Captain DeBar Mob's questions too as well.
Q, you got questions up here? DeBar Mob or Q?
Captain DeBar Mob.
Okay.
Yeah, Captain DeBar.
Go ahead, Captain DA.
No sweat.
Shalom. I'm sorry. Is he on live?
No.
Oh, you get ready to read him. Go ahead.
Khan. So his first question is, so I can put it on the screen. What do you think North Korea is going to do, and how likely are the heathen already in America to bring war on this soil as a strategy against this hellhole?
They absolutely are on the ground in the United States, but they're on the ground in Iran as well. They sent tons of missiles and tons of soldiers into Iran on several occasions. They sent them into Russia also. So all those troops and all those people are down there. And something else to examine too. Do you see how fast they running out of weapons and how fast they running out of stuff? Like, they are not as armed as they like to act like they are. They act like they can fight a war for 100 years. They fight a war 2 weeks. They start running out of missiles.
Kind of Montana.
So they ain't got as much weapons and arms like they like to act like that. They so endlessly powerful when they running out of stuff quick as they could be.
They needed the help because they know that
Go ahead.
Are you there, sir? Can you hear me?
You got it.
Yeah, they know that that Iron Dome is only for light fire. That Iron Dome doesn't protect them. They need those battery stations that they would bring in, and those are only held by America, and they have limited amount of air support and an old air support. They ain't got no new jets or anything like that. So they had to bring the big guns in order to try to put an end to it quickly, because they would have been getting bombed ridiculously, because who knows how many bombs the Iranians have up under the mountains up in there. So.
Right. Like, who would be in the midst caught up into that? Oh, I got a good one here from Megahertz is right. You do have to fight on the ground to actually win a war, but the United States has not been good at that. It says 70% of the United States military is overweight. So they're not very good at ground wars like they used to, except, they're special forces and they different little forces. But general infantry, they're not as good as those hardened soldiers over there. And those hardened soldiers ain't eating all the garbage that's being allowed to be fed to people over here. The real command, you such a sucker. And I'm gonna tell you what. He's such a sucker. You say we think about it emotionally. We absolutely are passionate and emotional about our nation. You know what I mean? Now, I don't know if that shy means that you from Chicago or if that shy means that you Chinese, but understand this. You damn right we straddle the fence. You understand? We do straddle the fence. You know why? Because this is not our fight. It only relates to us as it gets towards the Third World War. Other than that, ain't none of it got to do with us. And we don't give a damn about the families of this earth. The Persians ruled over us for hundreds of years. They had 128 provinces from India all the way up damn near to Russia. They had 128 provinces in their day, and they ruled the world, and we were their slaves. The Arabs ruled multiple empires, including these latest ones. Our daughters were carried by the hundreds of thousands of young black girls were carried away in the transatlantic slave trade and given to the Arabs for their harems. Nobody talks about that. Nobody brings that out in textbooks. The Arabs had hundreds of thousands of our daughters. Go take a good look at them wadis or whatever they call them, wahibis or whatever. Take a good look at them, man. Take a look at them faces on the 9/11 hijackers. They look just like black people because many of their mothers and grandmothers and great-grandmothers were black women that were carried away in harems to the Arab world. While the white man was taking the majority of us over here to be slaves, the majority of our women were being carried over there into harems to be sex slaves for the Arabs. And you telling me we don't know the families of the earth? I don't want to know the families of the earth. And we don't. And I don't think Gaddafi is no worse than any other nation. I don't know if he's good, bad, ugly, or whatever. I know Hillary Clinton wanted to end this country, and she ended it.
That's right.
That's all I know. I don't know whether that man was a bad man or not, or whatever. You got to go talk to Farrakhan. Farrakhan knew him personally. Farrakhan know whether he was a bad man or a good man. I don't know. I don't even care. He believes in another God and another culture than my people do, and that's all that matters to me. See, a lot of you don't know how to love your own people. And you only allow black people to love their people if they got love for every goddamn body else.
It makes no sense.
You need me?
No lies.
If we got love for everybody else, then you see. If we don't have no love for everybody else, then all of a sudden you can't even understand what we saying.
Hmm.
You damn right. I'm a fence straddler. I ride a fence all day. I ain't getting on either side.
That's right. That's what our problem is.
You what God said according to the Bible. Our job in this battle is to do just what we doing. Sit back, have you a good drink. If you in the UPK, get you a good frosty drink. It's 100 degrees out here on the East Coast. Right. Get you a good frosty drink with plenty of ice, a little shot or two. Back and enjoy the goddamn show. Stop trying to get us to get in your mess. The Arabs done did what they did. They got to fight for their lives. The Persians did what they did. They got to fight for their lives. The white man did what he did. He got to fight for his life.
That's right.
The so-called Jew did what he did, Q, right or wrong.
Yes, indeed.
Fight for his life. The Israelites, what did we do? Suffer slavery under all of them. What do we got to do? Get the kingdom of heaven over for them for what they did.
That's right.
The victim. We're not here to, get an equal punishment. We're gonna join with them in their evil for us to suffer under them. I pray let me tell you, this is sincere what I'm about to say. I pray every black, Latino, and Native Indian man, woman, and child walk away from Islam. Walk away from Christianity. Walk away from Judaism. Walk away from Buddhism.
Mm-hmm.
Walk away from every religion that is not of our people. I pray they all have an awakening and walk the hell away. The whole reason we as tribes and in each individual tribe are separated is simply because we're separated by our love and loyalty to the gods of the other nation. Difference between a black Muslim and a black Christian, except both of them serving two other heathens. That's the only difference between them two. A black man understands another black man. A West Indian man understands another West Indian man. A Latino man understands. A Native Indian man understands another one, if not for these religions. And all 12 of them totally understand each other, if not for these religions, man.
That's right.
You conquer a people, the first thing you do is bring in their God. Bring in your God. Go back and look at history. Every nation that conquered us in history presented us with their God and told us to turn to their God. They did it to the Maccabean brothers. They did it to Daniel. They tried to do it to Mordecai. You understand? With Ruth, everybody, the first thing they got over us, the first thing they did was get us to serve their God. I am a fence straddler. I ain't got a dog in the show.
That's right. That's right, sir.
Strictly a biblical commentary of what the hell you doing. Now, when you come deal with my people, then I'm a whole nother person. That's right. That's a different game you playing now. But as long as it's between heathen and heathen, let the heathens play and bring the Lord's third world's war in, man. We ain't got time for that. Let them play.
Got them on time.
1,000 damn comments. You got something, Ra?
I just had Captain DeBarmouth's second question.
So Salakia, come on, DeBarmouth. Did I get the first one?
Yes, sir. I believe
come
you
on.
did. The second question was, when does the Lord call for hunters, seeing that fishing may come to an abrupt halt soon, sir?
Yeah, it's on its way. Of course, there's no time set by the Lord. There's no time set by the Lord at what time he switches to those fishes. But he's going to switch those fishes right when it's necessary for killing to go on in the earth, which is beginning now. It's beginning now. It's going to really be the time for hunters when you start seeing ground troops entering into all these countries. As you see more and more ground troops fighting everywhere on the ground, then you know they entering into that time where they hunt. And it's going to increase everywhere. It's going to be like a contagion. Before you know it, in every country, they're going to be fighting their enemies in this country. There's going to be so much weapons and power in certain areas of the earth, they're not going to be able to go in that area to fight. So where are they going to go? They're going to fight right in the country they're in. You see that, like I keep bringing out, you see how they kill those 2 Israeli embassy workers saying that they were agents. That's going to be the norm after a while. They're not going to be able to go down in the middle of that desert where there's bombs and rockets going over their head. So they're just going to come to a nice, comfortable suburbs, find their enemy, whether it be Arab or Saudi Arabian or whatever the hell it is, and they're going to go kill them right over there. So all countries are going to break out into a ground war, and then you'll know that is most definitely the time for hunters. Okay? Go ahead, Op.
Got more questions, sir.
Come on with it.
Remy Harvey said, when is Christ coming?
We all know that Christ did not set the time, but he set the signs. He gave us the signs, and he said, what's the scripture I'm looking for where he says about when you put your hand up and you see the rain, you know that the storm is coming. You know the scripture I'm talking about?
I think I know.
Sir. Okay.
You know that one, Q?
The red sky.
Yeah, like the one where he explains how, no, Christ says it, where he explains that you'll know the times based on these different signs. I'm a little tied on it in my head. But the point is, he's gonna give us those things, you know what I mean? Born in the dark, Quinayala 5000 said, what should we stockpile? Now listen, you can stockpile whatever you want to stockpile. Whatever you feel like stockpiling, or you feel that makes you the comfortablest in a dark situation, then that's what you should stockpile. You should if you need to know what to stockpile, there's 1,000 prepper videos on YouTube with all kind of Edomites with expertise. They got Edomites with socks in the batteries in their socks, all kinds of gadgets for you to survive in this last situation. So by all means, go check them out. I got my little stash. I would suggest me myself, if you able to, I would suggest buying yourself a generator. I would start there. It costs a little bit of money, but it's worth it. And I would try to get a generator that hopefully is dual fuel, meaning it works off of gas and it works off of propane. If you can get a dual fuel generator, if you got gas in your house, those of you that got gas in the house, you have a dual fuel generator, you can run it off of the gas in the gas line with a special device, which will do you won't even have to worry about if the gasoline gets shut off, because the natural gas coming out of the pipe does not get shut off. So as long as you got that natural gas coming into your house, you can put the generator outside and jack it in that natural gas, and you got fuel for as long as you need it. So that's my suggestion. That's just my suggestion. You might live in an apartment, you might live in a complex with its own generators. Whatever the case may be, you think about what you think you need the most. After I get that generator, the next thing, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, what I would do, I would start stockpiling some type of security, safety things. You know what I'm saying? Them little ground machines they got out there. I need to get them if I know this is going down. Legally, of course.
Damn right.
Not illegally. And then you add from there all the different things. I'd have some food up in there, some water, if you think it's going to go right there. So that's what you need. If you need more in-depth help, call up your brothers, call up the brothers. They'll give you all the insight. They'll tell you everything you need, how to survive, get the right knife to have, the right this, the right that. They'll get you all that. You know what I mean? But do prepare that you can feel safe and comfortable in the events. The biggest issue when it comes to being in these type of crises is the lights going out. That's everything. The lights go out, you got problems. Because two things could happen. One, when the lights go out, the lights could be out. And two, the water could get shut off. When the power goes, the water goes, the pumps go. So you could run into those two problems. So one, you want to make sure you got lights if you could get them. Two, you want to make sure you can have water if you can get it. And then you add other things as you need it. It's not that serious. You know what I mean? It's not that serious. Count you out 2-3 months worth of stuff. Don't go crazy like the Medomites. Because you go buying all that stuff and somebody going to be at your house knowing you got all that shit because you making a prepper video every week. I got 30 knives and this and that and that. You going crazy. They're going to be like, yeah, I know where I'm coming. When shit goes down, get you enough for you to survive if you can get it. You know what I mean? And sustain yourself enough for you to feel comfortable for yourself. That's where you want to go with it. All right. Go ahead.
Sir.
Did I jump ahead? Did I miss something?
No, sir. I was just thinking that I had the scripture that you was talking about. I'm not sure.
Let's read it. Tell me where you at.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 16, verse 2. So I start at verse 1. Chapter 16, verse 1. The Pharisees also and the Sadducees came tempting him. It's like it came and desired him that he would shew them a sign from heaven.
Right. They wanted to see a miracle. That was our problem for years. That's what your problem was for years. But now the destruction is here right now. So you won't have that problem no more because the destruction is happening right now. Go ahead.
He answered and said unto them, when it is evening, ye say it will be fair weather, for the sky is red. And in the morning it will be foul weather. It will be foul weather today, for the sky is red.
And let me tell you something. This is important. What Marah is reading right here is your true ability to read what's going on in this kingdom. You jump in anytime you ready, Q. Like
no sweat.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. Go ahead, sir.
Okay, whenever you're ready. Like that's what you need the most. Like you need your wits about you. Times when you could tell things ain't right, you moved accordingly. You wake up tomorrow and there's riots all over the streets, move accordingly. You wake up the next day and racism is all over the country coming down from the president, move accordingly. You understand? Whatever is going on, move accordingly like you see and know what's going on. If the supermarkets start getting empty, you know you better go get some food. Because the place is getting short. You know what I'm saying? You know if prices is going up, you better stack a little cash. Because it's looking like the price is about to go through the roof. Like be wise about what you do. Watch what it is that you're doing as it's happening. Read the room, as they say. Go ahead.
Khan.
Right. DeAndre said Costco, Sam's. Save a lot of cash. Go ahead.
For the sky is red and lowering. O ye hypocrites, ye discern the face of the sky, but ye cannot discern the signs of the times.
Right. Exactly. You understand? Exactly.
Last part, sir.
Go ahead.
Verse 4. A wicked and adulterous generation seeketh after a sign, and there shall no sign be given unto them.
Right. Go ahead.
But the sign of the prophet Jonas.
Right. Go ahead, Marah.
And he left them and departed.
Right. Meaning he went in the grave for 3 days. That was the sign. He came up out of the grave. And that was the sign to let him know what was going on. You know what I mean? The water Shapara for the kind words. Appreciate it, sis. Like that, that's when you knew what was going on because he came out in 3 days. So the same with us. We to keep an eye on those signs. All right, keep going, huh? Ashaparam, good point. Solar panels can be perfect. Keep your game tight. If you can afford them, you can get in it. You understand?
You know You know, he destroyed the daggone industry the other day with a ruling that took away the rebates that he was given for all of the solar power stuff.
Yeah, the brothers was telling me it might come. You got to either make a deal or get out, and you still got, some brothers able to work it. You right, Q. Go ahead.
Khan, sir, we had a question from Officer Kalataza.
Go ahead.
He said, Salaki, trying to pull it up. He said, what do we do if America drafts us into a war?
If you are under 26, you won't be drafted. If you are over 26, if you become a member of the school, we will show you how not to be part of the draft. Okay. Most importantly, now is not the time to go to jail. Going to jail is going to be the leverage to get you to join the military. So don't go do nothing stupid that gets you locked up. Number one. And if you over 26, if you're under 26 and you believe you could get drafted, join the school. And we'll show you what to do.
Right.
All right. That's the most I can say, over the airwaves. We don't want to give it to everybody because everybody's not sincere. You know what I mean?
Don't want to.
Any other questions?
I'm pulling the next ones up, sir.
Okay. Megahertz, you're right. Those that forget history are doomed to repeat it. So true. The water, Twill Williams, the water, you've been holding us down a long time, warrior. Appreciate the kind words.
If I may, sir.
Yep.
Captain Ashaparim said, is Russia going to invade Saudi Arabia?
No, Russia is not going to invade Saudi Arabia direct. It's possible. Not today, but if the United States joins Israel or allows Israel to help invade Iran with them and somehow ends up on the ground in Iran, then yes, it's very possible that Russia invades Saudi Arabia along with Iran. That's very possible, but I don't see that happening no time soon.
Salakia, sir.
Yeah, y'all get up on the Carolina Classic Cookout. Y'all get on that. Salakia, go ahead. I apologize. That was you, Q?
Come on, Khan. No, ain't no sweat. Yeah, that's a big event or what have you. That first ISUPK cookout for the year or what have you. But you remember when he was in the last time, Trump, he did bomb Iran once before, and he killed one of their generals. I think it was in
Soleimani, I think his name.
Yeah, he killed Soleimani or what have you, and Iran went after some of their assets in different countries or what have you. So that thing could pop off, and they got tons of bases all over Saudi Arabia, and the Strait of Hormuz, and the Houthis was in there, but they didn't bomb the Houthis into the Stone Ages. You know what I'm saying? It was just a matter of time till they got around to Iran, because America has been bombing the Houthis for sure.
Yep, for sure. And the Iranians knew this was possible a long time ago. The question is, what do they do next? And that was very incompetent for them to let those planes come in there. Incompetent, or they chose not to shoot them down simply because they knew if they shot them down, it would mean that the U.S. would bring more assets into the area, more weapons, more ships, more planes, and maybe they didn't want to piss off the great Satan. So they said, man, we ain't got a choice. Maybe they said to themselves, let's just go and let them bomb it, and we'll still build and enrich the uranium and keep on working on it. You see, they ain't messing with North Korea.
Right. It's quiet over there.
Right, because them nuclear weapons changed the game. And they do not want any parts of that. Did we do Zephaniah 1 and 14?
Yes, sir.
Day of the Lord?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Salah.
I was gonna say, damn, what was that you were just saying? You were talking about Iran letting those planes in. I'm trying to figure out why, if Iran and Russia have been friends for so long, that Russia has not been providing them with air support, where they would just fly sorties into and use the airspace that was in Iran in order to make it so that if Israel ever flew over there, that they would automatically know I'm going to encounter Russians flying their regular sorties or what have you, and then it would have been a problem. Because they just waltzed in there and started a war and made it like they've been talking about this for 20 years, and it just happened like that or what have you. And I don't think that they not too bright anyway. I'm gonna just tell you, sir.
John, but it may be a stronger strategy.
Mm.
You know what I mean, we never know. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't nobody want the full weight of America coming to their country. They see what happened in Iraq. So they don't want the full weight of that going on. So they prefer, you understand, to go a whole nother route if they could. I don't know what the strategy is. You might be right, but they certainly let them planes come in there and bomb them. So I don't. Joy Cherie, Captain Ty War is working on a school in Atlanta. They're working on it right now. So give him a little time. He's going to get that put down in place. All right. Putin just went live on YouTube.
Mm.
All right. More to come. All right. Can I get a couple more scriptures? We've been in here a good while.
All right.
I'm going to get one. Then if y'all got any more questions, or if I missed your question, throw it up at the bottom. Drop it back in on the bottom, and I'll try to get a few answers. Absolutely, Leonard Jr., you definitely on point. They are going to definitely shut down the Straits of Hormuz. Now, once again, we don't know. Iran might back up off the table and not do anything. I don't think they got a choice, because I think the Israelis want to destroy Iran so bad that they will do anything to get in there and get that country. So I don't believe they're just going to walk away, leave the bombs on the table, and say, let's negotiate. I just don't believe it. I could be dead wrong, but I don't believe that's what they're going to do. I think that they are going to respond, and I think that the Israelis are going to get back in it, and they are going to try and wipe their entire country out. That's my opinion. Now, if they do that, and the Israelis go back in there, boy, oh boy, the Iranians are going to go to war with everybody around them. So yes, to answer your question, they are definitely going to enter in and shut down the Straits of Hormuz. For those that may not know, the Straits of Hormuz is a 20-mile wide area of river, which is considered extremely thin. That's why it's called a strait. They don't even call it really a river. It's 20 miles wide, and that's where damn near all the oil and goods and everything comes through. And it is right off of the coast of Iran and Yemen, and it's very easy for them to give hell on it. So let's see what happens. But they definitely have the ability. Can we get it? Right down there where see where it says Persian Gulf?
Come on.
To the right, over to the right.
Mm-hmm.
Right, they use that right in there. Now that's where everything comes through from all those countries: Iraq, Iran, Saudi Arabia. All of it comes through there. Okay, and if it all comes through there, they got hell to pay. Because if Iran shuts that down, and on the other side is the Ethiopians,
mm-hmm.
and they are going to be down with the Iranians. So if they wanted to, they could shut that down, but it'd be war forget about it until it's over. You know what I mean?
On one time.
Yeah, what was I holding? I asked for something. Do you remember?
You had the other one. You did ask for Zechariah 13:8.
Let's get that one real quick. We'll knock Zach 13 out, and then I have one more down here. Actually, I got a couple. Look, I'm gonna give you these. If you can, we're gonna get Isaiah 2:19. That's one, and then Job 34 and 20. We'll do those last two. All right. Prove biblically that what we're saying, even if it looks different, is not going to change. You know what I mean? So it's about to get on. Y'all putting in a lot of good comments in here. Most High in Christ offers 5,000 amount of bar. Very kind words. Thawada, we got great men in the work of the Lord, man. Great men in here. All top and bottom. Go ahead.
This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 13.
We can't hear Marah. Marah, we can't hear you.
Salaki, sir, my bad.
Mm-hmm.
It's the book of Zechariah, chapter 13, verse 8.
And let me just say this for everybody. I noticed in some of your comments, are good comments, but let me explain something to you. Nobody can do this by themselves. You are a nation. That's why it's so important to come into the school and not just watch online. You're a nation. You got to start to think like a nation. Okay? It's hard to do when you've been in the world in America so long, but you are a nation and you will help one another in this time of trouble. I done taught you the brotherhood and the protocols till it was coming out my ears to make sure that you have that when the time that Satan comes to you to try to break that down. You need it. You're going to need it in the near future. But you got to reach out. You got to reach out to the brothers. You got to support the work. You got to pay your tithes. You got to try to come to class. You have to participate because that's who you're going to need in the near future.
That's right.
You need them, they're going to need you. And so you got it. It's a hard walk. Many of us coming from very horrible places. A lot of you been smoking weed half your life, eating the horriblest food we ever had, psychological games played on you, trauma, losing jobs, gaining jobs, struggling hard on jobs. I mean, everything, just like the scripture says, been used against you to wear out the saints of the Most High. But you got to find a little bit more strength in you to slowly walk onto the Most High. As you walk towards the Most High, He's going to fill you with that water of life. And as He fills you with that water of life, you're going to see all them demons shed up off of you. And you're going to become a strong dude. If you notice how these young brothers so strong, spirit alive, full of energy, going, 100 miles an hour, it's because they're not held down by the same demons you held down. And as you grow and learn and come up on a level, man and female, brother and sister, you're going to find out, you're going to shed all of that from the world. And that shedding is what is going to empower you, strengthen you, make you strong. You need all of that. You understand? So walk towards the Most High, walk towards being in the body, walk towards it, and you'll see the transformational change. Problems you thought you never could solve will get solved. Illnesses you thought you would never overcome, you will overcome. Baby mama issues, family issues, wife issues, job issues, legal issues, cop issues, neighborhood issues, drug issues. All these issues is designed to destroy you, to put you in a cage without chains. But the truth, the greatness of this record, the greatness of what we building towards will free you from it. And you'll begin to become a brand new man or woman. And you'll make that transition. And along that way, Satan is going to work on you. They're going to tell you all kind of evil about the Israelites. You're going to hear it from everywhere. Oh, they women beaters and they this and they that. And all they do is get drunk and they this and they that. But when you're out there on the street, nobody's out there fighting for you. Nobody is feeding you. Nobody's clothing you. The churches give you a shirt on your back and then rob every quarter you have. That's the difference. Like, these brothers ain't standing up with strength and might for no reason. The Lord is doing it. You understand? The angel said to Ezekiel, can these bones live? And he said, because they looked so dead and dry, it looked like they couldn't make it. And the angel said unto him, prophesy onto these bones, and they shall live. And that's exactly what we're doing. That's why I'm sitting here right now, Saturday night, because I want to see you live. I want to see us live. And it's done by the prophecies of the Lord. Salah. Damn right. Damn right. So we almost done. What we doing, Marah?
Khan, book of Zechariah, chapter 13, verse 8. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die.
2 parts of our people are going to die in America. They're going to die in this global thermonuclear war. Some are going to die in the military. Some are going to die because they're in other countries. Some are going to die in this country. All of those 2/3 are going to die for rejecting the truth or not standing with the truth or not waking up to the truth. 2/3 of our people are going to die and make it to the second death. Only 1/3 going to make it through the fire to the first death. To be lifted up out of here and to rule above everybody else. Okay? That's it on that, right? Go from there. Can I get Job, what is it, 34 and 20?
Khan.
And I'll end it with this. You could throw into your box 2 Ezra 6 and 9 and 10 about Esau being the end of the world. Go ahead. Did I miss anything?
I think you wanted Isaiah.
Huh?
I think you wanted
2 and
Isaiah
19.
2 and 19 and then this, or you want to do this, sir, and then just go.
Matara God, you that's a good question. I'm gonna answer that. I'm sorry, Marat. Tell me again.
Khan, sir. I was saying, did you still want Isaiah 2 and 19 or just Job?
Oh, give me Isaiah first. Can we do Isaiah first?
Khan.
Gotcha.
This is important. Let me just say this, Matara God. First of all, you don't have nothing to be afraid of. That's what you don't understand. That's why Christ says, see that you be not troubled.
Right.
All these things must come to pass. You got nothing to be worried about. Esau got something to be worried about. I brought this out in the class the other day. The white man got to build a nuclear bomb to protect his country. You don't have to do anything to protect your people. The white man got to have jets and planes and rockets to make sure his people survive. You don't have to have any of those things. Matter of fact, you need less of them because you're killing each other instead of killing them or anybody else. Not saying don't go kill them. Don't go out there and kill them now. So Yahanna told me to go kill. No, I'm not telling you that. But you need less of those weapons. Nonetheless, the Lord is going to give you plenty of them. Point being, you're not in the danger. They are. It doesn't look that way because they've been in power and greatness so long. And here's the worst part. You think that you could go to the military and change the outcome of what God wants? You got to be blind. You can go to the military, bring all your friends, your family, your cousins, buy all the weapons you want, do what you want to do. If the Lord wants an outcome, the Lord gets the outcome. And we're reading about the outcome now. And we're reading about the outcome before it gets there. I wouldn't bet against that. I wouldn't bet against it. If I went into the casino and went to the roulette wheel and the man standing next to me said the next number gonna come out is 34, I might not pay him no mind. But when 34 comes out, I'm gonna be looking at him like, wow, how did he do? Then if he say, well, 51 coming out next, and 51 come out, I'm gonna be like, what the hell is going on? He know all the numbers. So then next he say 72 is coming out. Guess what I'm betting on?
72.
You know what I mean? Because he done hit it right every time. And when 72 hit, I'm cashing in. Why? Because he knew about it ahead of time. That's why the Lord gave us this Bible. So you would know ahead of time what these prophecies are. So you didn't have to guess or be afraid, but that you could bet on the winning hand because he told you the winning hand was coming.
Slack, yes, sir.
Go ahead.
I always wanted to know what this action 4 and 25 down meant. And I think it had something to do with what you just explained about how the Lord is in control.
Right. Same chapter.
No, Acts 4 and 25.
Hold this, Morale. Come right back. Acts 4:25, y'all.
It says, who by the mouth of thy servant David has said, why did the heathen rage and the people imagine vain things? The kings of the earth stood up, and the rulers were gathered together against the Lord and against his Christ, for a truth against thy holy child Yahushua, whom thou hast anointed. Both Herod and Pontius Pilate with the Gentiles and the people of Israel were gathered together, for to do whatsoever thy hand and thy counsel determined before to be done. And now, Lord, behold their threatenings, and grant unto thy servants that with all boldness that they may speak thy word by stretching forth thine hand to heal, and that signs and wonders may be done by the name of the holy child Yahushua. And when they prayed, the place was shaken where they were assembled together, and they were all filled with the Holy Spirit, and they spake with the word of God with boldness.
Woo. Q. That was nuclear Q. That was
I like that
on the launch pad. Like, boy, oh boy, I ain't seen that scripture in about a minute, because that scripture is exactly what we're talking about. He said, why do these heathen rage? Why are they trying to do something that they cannot do? Something that they already know is something they're not going to be able to do. They tried to kill David, the anointed of the Lord, the same way, or rather his son, the same way. Then he brought it on up to modern times with Yahushua, mentioned Herod, and many others that sought to destroy that royal seed of the Lord. They could not destroy it, though they set out to do it, though they were great nations with many power. They still couldn't do it like you brought out in that heavy scripture you just brought out. It couldn't be done. You can't go against the Lord's prophecy and try to be successful. You can't do it. You got to look at what the Lord said and operate accordingly to what the Most High laid down. You don't have a choice. All this free choice and all that nonsense, that doesn't exist. You got a choice to do whatever you want to do until destruction comes. You got a choice to do that. But either way, the destruction is coming regardless. You ever see those movies where the movie keep repeating itself?
Oh,
and every
snap.
time the movie come back, the guy trying to do something different to save himself, end up the same damn way every time. That's how the truth really works. That's how this world is designed. You can try whatever you want to try, but you're going to have the same outcome: global thermonuclear war. It cannot be avoided because it's what the Lord said he wanted. Okay? Finishing up.
Damn right. The water, sir.
The water. That was a hell of a scripture, Q. Let's ride. Come on, Marah.
Isaiah chapter 2, verse 19.
Real quick. Come on.
And they shall go into the holes of the rocks.
They're going to go in. Now, this is God speaking. Now, let me see you get around this. They going in the holes of the rock. Cheyenne Mountain. The rest of the mountains they got in the rocks. You saw what happened with the Israelis. They had it on the news. They went in the bomb shelter. They went in the bomb shelter and locked out the other Israelis from not getting in the bomb shelter. You cannot get in there. You got to go in the holes of the rock. Go ahead.
Come on, one con. Like it, sir.
Come on.
I'll grab the Bible real quick.
Okay. You want me to pick up?
Yes, sir. Bubba Kushaw.
Isaiah 2 and 19 from the top. And they shall go into the holes of the rock.
Right.
And
they're going to go into the holes of the rock. Go ahead. They're going to hide from this. Come on, Q.
And into the caves of the earth.
That's
for
right.
fear of the Most High and for the glory of his majesty when he ariseth to shake terribly the earth.
Right. And the glory of his majesty. When Christ returned and them ships returned and they come up against the army of this world. And this is a dumb thing too. How you think that the people of the world that live in, that are made with flesh and blood could build all these weapons and planes and ships and submarines and have such an amazing army? And why would you be so dumb to believe the Lord can't have an army the same way, or even worse, or even more terrible and more destructive. Like, why would you believe that? Why would you believe that God can bring forth an army just like that and better? It makes no sense.
He is the man of war. And
discover something. Spiritual beings can't fix nothing, build nothing, discover nothing, create nothing. Ridiculous. It's a joke. So I can go ahead.
No, I was just saying he is called the man of war and the Lord of hosts. So I mean, let's not kid ourselves.
Right. A war, that's a good one. Thou shalt dig into hell. Damn.
Golly.
Damn. You're gonna dig into hell to try to survive this destruction that comes from the Most High. Come on with it, huh? Is that it on that? Because I'm going one more and we're gonna wrap it up, y'all.
Come on.
When he ariseth to shake terribly the earth.
God.
That was
Job 34, 19 and 20.
Come on, sir.
Right. Amanaboth got it right. How you gonna fight against he that made the globe? You know what I mean? Let me tell you something what's so great about understanding this. What's so great about understanding this will stop you from fighting what you should not fight. This will stop you from being destructive when you don't need to be destructive. And that's what's so good about knowing that you can't fight against the Lord. So that's enough pause for you to make sure that it is not the Lord that you're fighting against. You know what I'm saying? Can you get it? I mean, Marah, can you get it on cue to get it? You got a computer up there.
Come.
You want it? I think Marah want to get himself.
Oh,
no sweat.
Sir.
It's up to you.
I think it was Joel, or do you want me to continue?
No, this is Job. This will be Job 34, 19 and 20. This will be it.
Okay.
Oh, you can get it, sir.
You sure?
Kind of.
It's slipping? It's getting?
No. I'm just trying to get it in a timely manner. That's all.
Okay. We got a second. It's the last one.
Okay.
You in? Hey, I hope y'all will join me Monday night. We're gonna do it up live 9 p.m. I have heavy hitters with me. I'll have Marah and his whole team with me. We'll be back up here in the studio Monday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll be getting it back on again. You know what I'm saying? In the work, pushing forth the truth. You know what I'm saying? Straddling the fence. Not joining these nations. Go ahead.
Sorry. So which verse would I have? Job 34.
Job 34, 19 and 20.
Got on Wakan. It's the book of Job, chapter 34, verse 19. How much less to him that accepteth not the persons of the princes, nor regard.
I might have it wrong. Read 20 for me.
You said 24, sir?
Job 34, try 20. I think I have it wrong.
Got on Wakan. Job chapter 34, verse 20. In a moment shall thy die, and the people shall be troubled at midnight and passeth away.
See what the Lord said? Thou shalt die at a moment. And the people are going to be confused at such an amazing destruction because they're never going to believe that it could happen to you. These heathens around the world. Go ahead. You got more?
Got. And the mighty shall be taken away without hand.
The mighty shall be taken away without hands, meaning they're going to die in these wars. Like this is leading to the Third World War. Everybody knows it's in the Bible. Everybody knows it's coming. And it's coming. Go ahead.
Verse 21. For his eyes are upon the ways of man, and he seeth all his goings.
Right. His eyes are on this place now. Now that they dropped that bomb over there and escalated in that Middle East, his eyes are on the people. And now he's going to look down and examine what's going on in the earth, and he's going to start to direct it for his own benefit.
Mm-hmm.
Most High is the greatest thing that could have ever created humans. You got more, Marah?
That was the 2 verses. I don't know if you wanted any more, sir.
No, that's it. I think that was the last one.
So, hey, hold on. Slocky, sir.
Go ahead, Q.
Verse 22.
Come on with it.
Please.
Shalom
Most High
Khan.
Christ.
There is no darkness nor shadow of death where the workers of iniquity may hide themselves.
Ooh, say that again.
There is no darkness nor shadow of death.
There's no darkness or a shadow of death where you can pretend like you did. Go ahead.
Where the workers of iniquity may hide themselves.
Where the wicked will be able to hide themselves, Q.
Woo!
Getting around this judgment. It might look a certain way, but it is the judgment of the Most High, and there's no getting around it, man. You know what I mean? Y'all take care, man. I see y'all Monday night. Appreciate y'all coming out and hanging with us on a Saturday night, man. Q, I so appreciate you coming through. Big shout out.
Oh, Christ, the water for having me, sir.
Son Christ. Officer Morale always holding us down.
Wow,
Die hard up in this work. We in the trenches in this game. I'll see y'all Monday night, man. Fam, y'all take care of yourself. Talk to you soon. Shalom.
I don't know you. I'm not letting nobody sell you crack. You know why? Because I never saw you before. But you a black man like me. That's right. And it's worth something.
This is Black Watch with Commanding General Yahanna, the only man to lead blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans.
God made man on this earth. The white man he made man. God made man. God wants man to obey him.
Bringing you real news.
You don't need a black man in the White House. You need a black man in every black house.
For many years, there's a lot of black people who didn't realize how deep the racism of white America was.
You ain't gonna do nothing unless you decide where you gonna stand at with the Most High.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Righteous solutions to issues plaguing our nation.
Boy, you better wake up and see the power that is within blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians.
Join us every Monday from 9 to 11 p.m. Black Watch. Let the show begin.
Yeah, Babylon is falling.